How's everybody doing today? You're like, he's a ghost. Where is he? Oh. Well, let's fix that, shall we? Where is those my people who wish to watch? So how have you all been? Hope everyone is having a pre-Thanksgiving day. And I hope you're all you got plans. And I hope that everyone's going to be safe during those plans. But we'll wait and see if anyone moseys on in here. See how things are going to go. Waiting for Coaster Travels, because Coaster Travels said he was going to be here, but yeah, he's like wanted it live. So here I am doing it live, doing a pre-Thanksgiving Day live. I hope everyone's prepping their turkeys. That might sound bad, but I hope you guys are going to have a good time. I hope you're safe. I know a lot of people are probably traveling right now too, which is, probably the worst time to do a live. I doubt anyone that travels for holidays is watching me anyway. Doesn't really matter. But here I am, just kind of hanging out, seeing how things are going, trying to meet new people, meet some possible new subscribers, say hi, see how you're doing, talk about the channel, talk about everything it is we do here. We meaning me. And then just go from there, Chat, hang out. Hey, how's it going? Is it Natal Valencia? Oh, Valencia. The irony of that. Coop, how you doing? Welcome. The irony of the Valencia. My great-grandfather was last name Valencia. He was from Spain, obviously. What isn't a science experiment for me anymore? It's all a science experiment. How you doing, Oreo? Skinny, welcome. How you doing? I welcome everyone to the chat. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you're planning on a wonderful turkey day tomorrow. And today is a live requested by a subscriber, so I just decided to get on and do a live. Get to know some new people, see if they like the content, see if they see the premise of the whole channel, and they, go, hey, this is something that'd be cool to watch. Even if he fails, it'll be fun. So yeah, that's just kind of what I do. Build drones, experimental aircraft. You asked a question for a friend. Ask your question, I suppose. Are you asking me if you can ask a question? Do I know why it's called Thanksgiving? That's more of a capitalism adopted term in order to celebrate a holiday. But yeah, we all learned it in school. Epic, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Talk about whatever we want to talk about. And if you're interested in the content of the channel, then you are. If not, oh well. At least we got to say hi. Oh, we got our first troll of the day, everyone. Someone's jealous of my beard. I think the trolling's funny, but if it's bothering you guys, I can always time him out. You want me to time him out? All right, I'll give him 60 seconds since he's trolling. Hello, Kingston. How are you doing? I'm looking at the chat over at this direction, so I'm not like not talking to you. What's my favorite 3D print? Wow, that's a tough one. I print a lot of stuff. Are you talking about like my 3D prints or a 3D print in general? That's why I only put him in timeout for 60 seconds. So he comes back in and starts popping off. Helps the algorithm. I'm kind of thankful for it. What does my shirt say? All right, everyone. Are y'all ready to get offended all at once? There you go. That offends some people, and I don't want to offend any individual. I want to offend you all as a group. Thank you. Why the crying face? What's with the crying face, Kelly? Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. Waiting for the stream. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Sorry. Had a bit of a dropout for a second. You wish you had a beard like this? It's not without its, disadvantages as well. Whoa. What is this? What are the jewels? Okay. Thank you, I guess. It's a lot of jewels. Rocky has a white hand doing the Roman salute over the. Well, that shirt's actually not what mine says. Mine is just more of a response, sort of a caveat of. It's basically like saying, like every time I go into a store, somebody has, by their ideology, they want to be identified as something. Desk lamp, rock, paper, scissors, just like you were saying. My point is, they get mad when I am like at the register or something like that. I say, thank you, sir, thank you, ma'am, something like that. They get upset, pissed off. Apparently you can't do that anymore. Okay. And I said, so, if it offends you so much, then wear a name tag explaining what you are today, because we're not mind readers. And there's people walking around thinking they're cats. Like we're just going to guess that one out of the blue, right? And so I decided to do the same thing. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to, I'm not going to tell somebody to do something and not do it. So I'm just going to wear what I am. Straight white Republican male. The nose ring always, and I think they get mad when you point that out now, because it's all over the place. And I think it's You know, and I don't want to be disrespectful to the person, because it's just an ideology, and we should all be praying for people like that. Not because they're bad people, it's just that they're confused. This whole generation's been confused. It's been raised on these existential crisis rectangles most of their lives, and that's pretty much all it adds up to. And it's no parental intervention. We think inclusivity means giving up our rights. It's friggin' ridiculous, okay? And no president runs this country. No Congress runs this country. Your voice doesn't run this country. You know what runs this country? Your Second Amendment. It's the freedom of speech and the freedom to defend yourself if somebody doesn't like it. That's true. I agree with that completely. I 5246. I agree with that completely. I don't have to pretend with this person. That's all there is to it. And if that upsets them, and that's an issue they're gonna have to work out with their therapist or whatever, because that's not my problem. If you can't deal with being in society because they don't see what you see in the mirror or what you believe you are, then that's not society's problem, it's yours. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. Thank you, multitude. Welcome to the chat. Welcome everyone that's been jumping into chat. I appreciate all of you. And I had like 30 people watching, and I showed the shirt, and it goes down to 11. I build drones. And now, okay. First off, this is a 70 millimeter EDF. I actually have this one that I've flown already on the channel. This is a 90 millimeter wing that I built. We're going to be flying that one probably in the next couple of days, doing some test lift, stuff like that. Detachable wheel section, because it's supposed to be hand launched. But and then we have a slightly larger drone. That's the big girl over here. Let's see if I can get her in the shot. It's a little bigger than your normal drone, and I'm working on the lighting. So yeah, it's a lot of people are like, you know, what would you do with something like that? You know, it's impractical. Yeah, it's a big drone. The idea was, that's all 3D printed. That's all PETG off of one printer, the Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. I was lucky enough to get that. So every single part of that was printed off. That thing is 5 feet by 5 feet. Each one of those fans is 11 blades. They're pushed by 75 volt motors, 18S 75 volt ESCs for MAD components, 11 blade high pass turbines. So I'm making a very, very big EDF drone. And if you consider, it's not usually how I have this set up. Hold on a second. I need to get this right here so I can move the camera. Balancing act. All right. See if that works. Maybe that's better. Can we see? Yeah, we're still at a good angle. Okay. So, hold on. Let me fix this. Then we'll get to the questions if there's any. The old written job applications. I would accept that mission just to see if it has the endurance for it. That would be a very, very good. If I do an endurance test, that's what we'll do. Portland, Oregon, you're getting job applications and deodorant by parachute. I'm telling you right now, it's just a lot of people see that drone. See, I built this drone probably over 6 months. I mean, think about the printing time. 28 kilograms of PETG. It takes a long time to print. Plus, I had to do the CAD work initially in Fusion and then design the whole thing, build it, and get the ESCs and the motors. I'm still waiting for hardware. What kind of guitar pedal do you want? The weight on this one is 85 pounds. And it has an all-up weight of about 85 pounds, but it has 472 pounds of thrust. It's not a hunting drone. But I will tell you this, though. For all those interested, I don't know if you've heard of the DARPA Lift Challenge. It's where they give you an impossible task of moving a payload from point A to point B over so many nautical miles. I'm not using that drone for that because I built this drone before I even knew about the Lift Challenge. But I am building a drone for the Lift Challenge. So my DPC, Drone Power Concepts, is in the running for DARPA's Lift Challenge. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing for the next 7 months. You're not the only one that wants to fly under, Jim. My brother wants me to drop him into a lake with it. I'm like, he wants to get like a parachute rig so I can pick him up, go over a lake, and then he can just cannonball. I'm like, dude, you can do that, but I think there's probably going to be some FAA regs I'm going to have to follow before we pull that one off. You know? The flying time of this now for the prototype isn't very long. I mean, it's just running. I'm doing the flight worthiness test off of, 3 10,000 milliamp batteries. So 5 or 6 minutes. It's when I finish the hydrogen fuel cell that we get a couple hours of runtime out of it. And would you happen to be Clifford? Clever, yes, thank you for pointing that out. Oh, hey, another troll. Cool. Thank you, Clifford. I appreciate it. He thinks I'm. I guess 47 Infinity thinks he knows who I am. Do I like wine? Just the wine from the trolls. Their anguish sustains me. Cliff. They did. Trolls are funny. They are. They really are. I enjoy them greatly. I do find it funny. Why did I time you out? I don't know. I felt like it. I don't know. You were saying something I timed you out for. I don't do it for no reason. I didn't ban you though. Oh, see, you did it again. You hit a tripwire. That's why no more Mormons come up to my house. And they walk up and see that front face towards enemy, yeah, and then they just kind of walk away. I've got these Kevlar strings on my very visible Kevlar strings around the perimeter of my grass, and a fake 3D printed claymore. Yep, the only people that, even Amazon's throwing packages towards the door, They're like taking a picture from across the street. Your package was delivered. It's funny. Um, what comment am I supposed to be responding to? Let me rephrase that. What comment am I apparently not having the courage to respond to? I tell you, man, I agree with you on that one. No, the lights don't help with aerodynamics. They help other planes not hit it, and it's just helpful when I'm flying it at night. This one was designed to fly at night. A lot of those are designed to fly at night, especially the big one, because I want to see if I can get a UFO sighting. That'd be kind of cool. Um, Cast, you're probably right. I assume since he put Republican coward in there that what he has to say is pretty much meaningless. But I would hear it out just because I'm the type of person who would hear it out. I'd be like, okay, well, what's your question? Because we already know there's going to be a veiled insult in it, and you're just wanting me to answer it a specific way because you already have a retort chambered that makes no sense whatsoever. So please fire away. Okay, what does that have to do with anything I'm talking about on my stream right now? Dog. Your birth year starts with 2. Let's see. The shameful state of our country. It's not a flex to not care about it. What makes you think I don't care about anything? You come see what you've done is you've come in here ass first, assuming shit. That's what you've been doing. Okay, so you back your little ass back out, or add to the conversation. What cult actually are you referring to? I'm curious. I know you're not talking to me. You're probably, or maybe you are now. No, I'm not behind the New Jersey drones epidemic. I can neither confirm nor deny that information. My volume's low? Oh no, everybody else give me a volume check. How's it sound? Because, I'm on mobile. I'm glad you're here with us, Lynn. I'm working on drones. This is, specifically EDF drones, not the standard open prop stuff. Jet engine drones. You can see actually this one, an earlier version of this one flying in. If you type in the Shrike Maiden, it's Shrike, like the bird, and it's hashtag Maiden, and it's the reason why I suggest that one is because it doesn't have the music on it that I put on it. And it's easier for you to kind of see the drone flying around and hear it. It sounds pretty cool. 470 millimeter EDFs burning at once, and that's what inspired me to, I'll actually tell you what inspired me to build this one. This one is, well, just kind of show you for size. I'm 6'4". And this particular drone, oh wait, let me give you some light for a second. This drone was born out of the necessity of me deciding I need to build something that has bigger engines that don't cost $5,000. So I took an e-skateboard motor, an 18-cell ESC for a drone or a plane. I printed up my entire turbine section, interior casing, stator, ductwork, I used my MPCNC to cut out heat sinks for the top of the outrunner. And I put the fins of the ESC directly in the airflow to cool off the whole system. It runs off of 75 volts. So this is out of an e-skateboard. That's what drives this thing. So roughly 12,000 RPMs. So collectively, 11 blade, high pass configuration, variable pitch along the blade. Gives us a grand total of 472 pounds of lift. So while I'm not going to be hauling anything with the prototype right away, I will be doing a lot of testing with it. This one here is what we're going to be testing pretty soon. We're going to be flying this one probably in the next couple of days. This one holds, it's a hand launcher, but I have like some wheels I put on it. And it runs, and I'll get to the chat questions. I can't see them from over here, so don't be surprised if I'm not answering you. This runs on a 90 millimeter EDF, and I gotta get my ESC installed. Runs a 6,000 milliamp, 22.2 volt. Serial bus control, okay? Straight serial bus. Old school, not flight controllers, okay? That's cheating. So, yeah. This makes a howling sound that I didn't know it made people happy. I'm not sure why. And then I realized they're like, oh, look up the Vulcan. So you look up the Vulcan jet and it howls the same way on the spin-ups. So if you ever want to see that, I did do a couple of shorts with this. So yeah, there's that. Now, back over here. Which one looked military? I'm going to catch up on chat now, I promise. Yeah, the drone's a lot bigger than most people think. They don't really, it's hard to tell just by looking at it on the screen until you realize that that's a huge snap-on toolbox sitting behind it. And then someone stands in front of it. But I do have a license to pilot that. So we're good to go on the FAA side. 107 certificate of airworthiness, so on and so forth. That one is a little bit. Oh, this one here. Yeah, it could. Well, if you look at the one that I was talking about, the Strike, I'll try and link it right now in the chat so you guys can see it, because it's actually, it does look military. If you like military, I love military. I am military, right? Retired. Let me find it here really quick. I have like 14,000 videos. There it is. Yeah, no music. This is the one with no music that I'm going to link to you, so you can actually take a look at it. All right, so real quick, if you like, go ahead and check that one out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's totally just the coolest military-looking EDF drone I've built. Then you can mosey on back when you're ready, and we'll keep talking. I'm not going anywhere. So, and that's why I built this one for night flying. Oh yeah, the Huskies are cool. Yeah, Colt and Vivian are, they're just the coolest Huskies. They really are. Never had a Husky before. I rescued them both. Links don't work? Just look for Shrike Maiden. You'll see it on there. It's on. It's in the Strike Concept Drone playlist on my channel. I could make an ultralight if I wanted to. Right now, I'm focusing on the DARPA lift challenge. I won't be. I thought it was funny when I found out about it, and honestly, I found out about it through one of my followers on TikTok, and they're like, "Are you going to join this challenge?" I'm like, oh, I hadn't even thought about it when I was building this drone, because when I was building the big drone, the big girl over there, I wasn't building it for any other reason other than just to prove that I could 3D print an entire drone, even the blade system, and fly it. And so I'm in the middle of this project, about halfway done, because I still got to get a couple more motors and ESCs. And so basically, I heard about the lift challenge. I'm like, I'm getting into that. A $6.5 million prize pool is pretty tasty. And I've already designed the drone that's going to enter into the competition. I'll begin the CAD work tonight, and I'll start purchasing parts probably by the end of the week. Gotta wait for Black Friday, right? And that'll give me the opportunity to basically save a little bit of cash. Yeah, it should be. It's just hard to put front and center all the time, considering how big it is. I would put that in the challenge, but they have a weight restriction for the actual aircraft, so it has to be under 55 pounds, and in order to compete, so it has to be 55 pounds. That one's 85, conservatively, but it has much more thrust. So it might be something I introduce to them later on. Well, the printer, it's not hard to learn. It really isn't. You just got to figure out what you want to make, and then go, how does 3D printing help me with this? And then get a cheap 3D printer. The best way to learn 3D printing is to get a cheap one, because you go through the issues of stuff breaking down, and you got to repair it, and you got to figure it out. And then, you're going to go through a lot of coffee and curse words, but the point is, you're going to make it. And then eventually you're going to go 3D printing. I got that down. Then start making your stuff, Get a cheap one off of eBay. You can grab an Ender for a couple hundred off. I think, what, 150, 160 bucks for an Ender 3? Get started right now. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Carter. I hope I win. I imagine I'll get somewhere in the top 20, hopefully. I don't know how many people are joining. I've got a webinar on it that I'm scheduled for on December 4th, so I'll get more details then on the whole thing. So yeah, there's that. And then we're going to go from there to basically constructing. I'll be constructing the drone. I wish I could share it with you guys. I just can't. I can't share the design with you. But at least I have another really massive drone that I can show you, right? It's not total loss. But let's see. It's called everything. Let's see. What do you use for 3D models? What do you use for 3D models? No, I use Fusion 360, actually. Everyone's saying use Blender and I've been trying to talk myself into going through a Blender tutorial just to check it out and see how the workflow goes. But with Fusion, I get a lot more analysis tools. I get a lot more, it's a bit more specific to CAD design, dimensional accuracy, things like that. I'm not saying Blender can't do it, but I mean, I'm used to Fusion. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, Hawk, if you want to get into 3D print and stuff, man, like I said, buy an Ender 3 and then watch some videos on how to get it set up. Wait till it gives you problems. Figure the problems out calmly. Trust me, I've been through this. Figure the problems out calmly. And then you'll be proud of yourself when you fix it. And you'll go, now I know how to handle that situation. Then you can start making your own stuff. Then if you take a couple of, tutorials on Fusion or even Blender or whatever CAD software you like. Make something cool. Use Arduino. Arduino is easy to learn how to program with. You can get scripts for things and stuff like that, and it'll talk to you. You can use your AI to help you write programs for it, and then you'll start to understand it. I mean, there's a million ways to get started. So, just do it. What is this? YouTube? Are you blind? Is this blinding people? Anybody want me to unplug the thing? This is a 70mm EDF drone build. But that's not what we're talking about today. And this is I don't know if you can see it behind me. This is the 90mm EDF wing that I'm putting together on this little Mario Kart looking wheels. It actually leaves this on the deck when it takes off because it's supposed to be a hand launch, but I don't trust myself to hand launch it because I just built it. I just printed the whole thing and designed it, did everything I had to do, and now I'm just kind of waiting for the ESC to arrive so I can take it up. I'm going to use the wheels to roll down the street, see when it gains lift, at what speed. Should be about 24 miles an hour. And then I'll be confident for hand launching after I see how it acts in the air. But that's not the big drone. That's the big drone. And that's the drone I've been working on for a couple of months now, waiting for some more parts. I already got 2 of the motors, 2 of the ESCs, a couple of the batteries. Big batteries for this girl. So, yeah. That's the drone you want right there flying. She's a big one. But, yeah, I wish I could keep it in the shot all the time because it looks cool. Eventually, I was thinking to myself when I'm done, when I fly the thing, and I kind of like put it up for a little while and I'm working on something else. Where am I going to put it? I keep looking at it. Do I hang it from the ceiling? Do I want an 85-pound drone hanging from the ceiling? Like above my head? This one we're going to finish live. This is going to be the fun one. Or build any turbine planes. Or helicopter. Well, I haven't done helicopters. Turbine planes, I'm going to assume this counts as one. Right? Does this count as one? It's Elevon controlled. It's just a flying wing. But I like my little Mario Kart looking landing gear. Like I said, it's only because I don't trust myself to hand launch yet. And it'll drop off once it's flying. That'd be cool. As soon as it gets lift, it'll leave this behind. Then the trick will be coming back around to land on it. Now, it's supposed to land in the grass. That's the whole point. But, yeah. We got one that's ready to go. Just about. And I'll put after I do the maiden on that one, and it flies well, and I don't have to make any adjustments, I'll put the STLs up for this one. It's just a 90mm wing. You learned you need a drone license? Yeah, they'll It's stupid that you have to have one now, but I get why. I get why. A lot more drones, a lot more air traffic. You gotta be careful. Even when I'm out flying, even though I have clearance up to 400 feet, and I'm in a rural area, I always make sure that nobody's going to be crop dusting the orchards or anything like that. So I check those flight patterns and things like that, because that's the last thing I want to do is hit a plane. You know. Happy Thanksgiving. Sort of off the topic there. Krillvix? It's sort of an off topic situation. Well, how do I answer that? He was a criminal who did very bad things and hurt people, and now he's gone. So, you know, that's the type of people the world can do without. You're gonna 3-2 get him. 3-2 get him. Good name. You have to elaborate on that one. So yeah, the idea behind pretty much all the projects I'm doing is just anyone can build a drone. You want to watch somebody build a drone? Watch Bacon Ninja. He does it good. Watch Joshua Bardwell. I don't think he builds much anymore on camera, but he does talk about a lot of parts if you want to learn it. There's a lot of people out there that do a lot of builds. They build drones. They review parts. I build special stuff. I don't want to build just a normal drone or just a normal airplane. You know, I want something new. When I see it in my head, I got to design, and I have a design. I just have to build it. I have to build it. You think he have who? Are we still talking about Epstein? No, I don't think he did. Let's be politically neutral here. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't. If people have political opinions, it's fine. It's just that, you know, if it offends the rest of chat, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You know, just leave it alone. But yeah, he's right. That's not really political. Well, it might be soon. Yeah, it should be. See, I don't want to get political when it comes to that kind of stuff, but um, they screened and screened and screened for the release of the files. Like any other president before him couldn't have done it. And then all of a sudden, Trump's supposed to be the bad guy. I mean, come on. You guys don't get it. People who hate Trump don't get it. All these rumors that go out there about him and Epstein and Clinton or whatever, all of that is strategically placed so that the Democratic Party goes, let's get this out there. And then, as you've seen, one Democrat in particular was literally getting coached by Epstein during a text message while he was actually talking to Michael Cohen in Congress about the Russian collusion hose. I mean, I'm telling you, it's priceless. You think Trump's guilty of something, and then bam, he throws down 3 bullets and the game's over. You know? Full house. Who's military? Yeah, that's, yeah, I mean, that's just all there is to it. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate that. You know, I did scroll through the lives, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So I actually would love to produce the science for people to see what it is I'm doing and why. The reasons behind my builds or the reasons behind my views. My lives are not geared just towards what I do on the channel as a whole. It's more or less to have conversations with people and get to know people. Because if you sub to the channel because you like the content or you just like my attitude and the content's okay because it's cool or whatever, then I want to get to know the people, you know. I might not remember all your names. It's the ADHD in me, okay? It's not on purpose. So if you come back in the chat and go like, hey, remember the conversation? I'm going to say, yep, I totally remember that. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's not personal. It's just the way my head works, you know. I mean, I fall asleep designing this stuff. And that's why I'm in the DARPA lift challenge. Because I fell asleep as soon as I found out about the lift challenge, I had the design done in one day. And I'm doing the CAD work now. And then I'll start building Mad Guy vibes. Specifically how? I don't know what I'm supposed to be mad at. I mean, maybe the price of gas. That's a little bit of a dick punch, but other than that, you know, I'm cool. But I'm not going to be tripping on somebody walking in here throwing down troll sentences, you know. I enjoy it, actually. When is the military industrial complex going to make us an equal to DJI 04 and Google's 3? Yeah, DJI is dead. They're gone, man. They might have some stuff out here in the ag field, but this lift challenge that DARPA's doing, they ain't playing around. They made an impossible project. They made an impossible goal to meet. And I'm pleased to say that I designed an aircraft that'll complete it. But and that's why I'm entering. But eventually, we're not going to have to worry about them. We shouldn't have had to worry about them at all. We should be doing stuff stateside anyway. We shouldn't be relying on foreign technology to power our technology. It's just ridiculous. My channel is about experimental propulsion. My life as a veteran doing this as a passion and a hobby. That's basically what it's about. It's about my huskies. It's about being a new husky owner because I rescued a couple of huskies, from the shelter, and and it's about just getting an idea in your head that you think, that could fly, and if not, it's going to look cool when it fails, and then just build it. That's the whole point. Print, power, send. Yes, I'm ex-military. Ski-Doo? Well, realistically, the reason why I designed Big Girl over here is because I wanted to build an off-road quad that could go over water, over land, like literally off-road quad. It would fly close to ground surface and have LiDAR and down-facing cameras and forward-facing cameras and collision avoidance systems and things like that. So you could ride it like a quad over water, over dirt, over in the mountains, through the trees, so on and so forth, and farth, so on and so forth, and still make it above the tree line when you wanted to take that sunset shot with your phone. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea. She will be eventually a rideable vehicle that you can take out just like a dirt bike and have a blast on it. That's the goal. I got a lot of work to do to get there, but it takes a lot of money. And like I said, I'm retired Army, not rich. You're welcome. Thank you for that, Critlix. We never went into the military hoping for vet benefits when we got out, but when it's the only thing you got to live on, you got to try and make your own way, right? So I made the channel basically hoping I could support the work so that I could eventually build something that everyone would enjoy. Eventually, it's like, you can buy a quad, like a quad you can ride. What years were in it? Oh, 2000 to 2004. Before I had to come home because of a pesky bullet and a pesky hole in my leg, shrapnel in my arm. Yeah. Ariel, welcome to the chat. I'm building a drone. Building several drones, actually. You guys, everyone that's already watching is going to get dizzy because I have to keep handing the camera. This is one of these Swarm. It's an EDF drone, 70 millimeter. And I'll explain how I got around the power problems with EDF current draw. But this is only one of the Swarm that will be carried and deployed by the big girl over there. So, Jessica Andrew, welcome to the chat. So yeah, that's basically the mothership. We signal again. Hold on. Okay, that's better. It's gonna be behind a little bit because it's sort of skipping on my end. Hopefully it'll catch up. Okay, so yeah, basically that's the mothership. This is one of the drones for the Swarm. This one's already been flown. You can see it in the Shrike Concept Drone playlist on my channel page. You can follow me there. You can join and become a member. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't asking people to join. I wasn't asking people to use super chats, anything like that. I wasn't asking any of that stuff before. Because I didn't feel like, it felt like, I don't know, I felt bad asking for anything. If you guys like, sorry. If you guys like what you see, then you'll contribute if that's something you want to do. A lot of people put up the super chats and the memberships. Now I put up the memberships and I got like 2 members. But honestly, it's going to get to a point where I'm going to need revenue from my channel, which is minimal at this point. From what I'm getting. Because this stuff's expensive. And I got a wife and kids and I gotta take care of them, So that's what delays me on some of my projects. Because I think if I was a rich man, I would be a dangerous one, or at least you guys would have something really cool to fly around the lake. Just wanted to let me know that on that break. This is just an oddly specific generalization, right? It is important, yes. Turbos and NOS, always important. Hello from Stockholm City, Sweden. I always wanted to visit Sweden. Welcome, Mr. Drake. What does the shirt say? All right, everyone, prepare to be offended, I guess. Might as well do it all as a group. Have you had time to read it? Great. All right. The Time Machine? Thanks, William. What time machine? This one, that one, or that one? The Time Machine. It's a good book. Yes, I'm a Republican. I actually don't have a MAGA hat. No, I don't make these shirts. This was actually on Amazon. You know, so you can get them there. I have a couple more that are pretty cool. Like some people like the one that's everyone's entitled to my opinion. That one's fun in public. I have one that says on the back, if gender confuses you, go milk a bull. That one's pretty effective. And it's funny, the responses I get, because, you know, they're like, you realize that's offensive. I'm like, no shit. Of course it's offensive. That's why I got it. Like, I'm not going to know why I bought a freaking shirt. You know? If you can walk around in a free country painted up like a rainbow, wearing a septum ring, screaming at the genocide in Palestine while waving their flag, I can wear this shirt. So it's called, I guess, freedom of speech for you, right? Of course, I don't encourage you to do that in Palestine because, you see, I was overseas, and you know what they do to people over there? You know, it's you know, if you want to be in that alphabet community, be my guest. I'm not going to play pretend. And neither are the people in Palestine, Afghanistan, or anywhere else in that region. Because I've seen what they do to people who live that lifestyle. I've seen it far too many times. And so yeah, you keep waving the flag of the country that would end you in a heartbeat because of what you believe you are. And keep waving that flag in the free country that allows you to do it. It's like spitting in the face of the United States, you know? It's like you have the freedom to say and do what you want. And all you choose to do is disrespect that flag that gives you that freedom. So yeah, the next civil war is going to be short. That's for damn sure. Everyone will be in their gun-free zones. Did I offend someone? It looks like I have. They're spamming like crazy. Ah, your anguish sustains me. Oh, I'm telling you. You gotta keep spamming. Here, let's go ahead and Go ahead and put you in the corner with your dunce cap. That way you can watch, but you can't say anything. Oops, I'm sorry. I did the wrong guy. I'll fix it. It's like I'm driving blind. There you go. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny as hell. William, I didn't mean to time you out, man. Colt, do you need to go outside? Come on. All right, let's go. Come on. Look at the big drone for a second. You guys, come on, let's go. How are you, little chihuahua? Nobody likes you. Go on, Colt. I'm open the door. All right. Now any second he's gonna come busting through here like a boss. Watch this. William, I'm sorry I timed you out, man. Don't get mad, it was an accident. It was a timeout misfire. I'm flying in here in a second now. As soon as he's done outside, man, he doesn't even care. There's a hole in that wall where my lock keeps running into it, no matter what I put behind it. Because he gets mad that I shut the door. And he like pushes the door open really, really hard. And then there's, of course, the big drone on the right side there. That's the one you guys will be flying soon. It'll be fun. Everybody take off, stop chatting, or what? All right, as soon as Colt's ready, he'll come busting in. Let's just wait. It's fun to watch. Because when he's wound up, it's when he does it the fastest. That and I don't care if people are watching or not. All right. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get rid of that okay guy. I love those spammers, right? Just take up your time. Try to ruin your chat, that kind of thing. All right. So, what were we talking about? See, we're going to miss Colt busting through the door because I'm going to turn the camera around, but that's totally fine. We can talk about this drone, or the big drone, or the wing, or anything else you guys might want. Anything at all. I really hope you guys are going to have a good Thanksgiving, and that you are safe this year. Don't drink and drive. Don't do dumb stuff. It's going to get yourself in trouble. And we all know how it is around the holidays. Families get together and then everybody airs their dirty laundry, and it is like a Jerry Springer episode. Just let it go. Let it go and be with your family. Doesn't matter what it is. Let it go and be with your family. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Have a good holiday. Everyone's so busy ruining the holiday. Even down the street, I'm hearing people like screaming at the top of their lungs last night because all the families getting together. They're like talking about pulling out knives, everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, good Lord, man, why can't anybody get along? Just like your family. Have your turkey and have fun, Instead, people are just, take your differences when it comes to the holidays. Put them aside. Enjoy. You don't know when you're going to see your family again. You don't know if, especially if you're visiting from like a long distance. You don't know when the next time you're going to see them again. You may never see them again. So something could happen. You never know. You just like take the opportunities you have, and be with your family. Leave the politics at the door. Leave the past at the door. Just be, they're your family. I don't know what it is. It's like a running joke nowadays on social media. Hi, Colt. Thanks for coming in so gently. Oh, I'll be right back. Go in there. Darling. All right. I'm gonna have to shut that door after I pry it out of the wall. I knew he was coming in like that. I knew he was coming in hot. I just knew it. I knew he was. Skittle Reaper. I'm straight Republican. I am black, gay, Democrat. Really? We have to combine to form Captain Planet. That was a good one. Oh my gosh. I can't get the picture out of my head. Oh man. And it's all your fault. That's funny. Wow. I'm telling you, that was actually quite brilliant. It was a beautiful retort. I gotta give you credit for that one. I'm doing good, Nose Eyes. How are you? If I'm looking over here, it's obvious why. It's where the chat is for me. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Slider. I think you meant to say magma. You have? Please tell me. I can't even do that with a straight face. What's the proof? Let's hear it. Come on. Why do you think the Earth is flat? Could it be your perception? Being something like this? Possibly? What does going outside have to do with it? Yeah, tell me. I studied orbital mechanics. I've launched stuff to the Kármán line and back. I know how far up the International Space Station is. I've seen the lunar lander on the surface of the moon through a telescope, live. Not a picture of one on the internet, through an actual telescope. So, yeah, there is that. Yeah, it's just this basic logic, though. Oh, we live under a dome, huh? Really? So we live on a flat plate with a big Pyrex dish turned over on top of us? Is that what it is? That to me is hilarious. Currently studying in college, and I'm frustrated with my project. What is your project? Maybe it'll piss us both off. Ow. Okay, I want to hear the project, really, I do. Moon is not local and small. Good lord. Working on a self-balancing reaction wheel-based autonomous two-wheeler. Okay. What's the problem? You're using inertia or kinetic energy for balancing, for gyroscopic balancing. Sounds like. Reactionary wheels are actually the best way to go, but problem is they work in space. They don't work on Earth that well. You have to. Well, first off, let's hear your problem. Let's see what your problem is on this. Right. That's what I figured when you mentioned reaction wheel. You're also, I mean, reaction wheels are used for orientation as well. So I assume you're using the reaction wheel for orientation. Sounds like you're making a two-wheeler that works off of a reaction. Probably has its own motor. You're either driving the bottom motors or you're letting gravity do the work. I don't know. I don't know what your drive system is. But go ahead, explain. I mean, to be honest, a lot of it's kind of like with drones when I'm using EDFs. My yaw is based specifically on RPMs of the motor, so it's sort of like a reaction wheel. I think Itchy gave up on us. Oh, no, wait. Oh, does it? Break the second law of thermodynamics. You cannot have a pressurized system next to a vacuum. Do you know what gravity is? Guess what? In a vacuum, things don't. They still have the same mass. So oxygen has a mass, and the Earth has a mass, and a gravitational well. So that gas sticks to the planet. I don't see you arguing about Jupiter existing. Maybe you are. I don't know. But yeah, you can have gas on a planetary surface next to a vacuum because it gets thinner as it goes up, thicker as it goes down. You know why? Gravity. And then you ever notice how you get really high up and you can't breathe? Because you're farther away from the gravitational influence of the Earth and the gas is heavier than the gas that's not above it in the vacuum. Therefore, you can't breathe. It's also why your ears pop when you're in an airplane. You go higher up, pressure drops. The pressure will continue to drop until you leave the atmosphere and you're in a Vacuum. Official Sean Diddy Combs. I'm good, man. What's going on? I somehow managed to make a small prototype of it, like the miniature version, self-balanced to an extent. All right, keep explaining. I'm intrigued. Sorry, Itchy. Your flat model doesn't work. It's nice to know I got a flat earther in here, though. That's kind of fun. You take somebody who studies aerodynamics, physics, orbital mechanics. I built rockets in the past, and you tell me Earth is flat. That's funny. 3D printed device, okay, a custom flywheel, added different masses to it from 0 to 30 grams and finalized at 35 grams. Okay, so that's your self-stabilization weight is about 35 grams of mass. Do you only have one wheel? Because you're going to need two to counter yaw. Let me guess. It's turning. You can't stop it from turning. It wants to turn to the opposite direction of whichever way the wheel is spinning. The gyroscope. That's because you need two gyroscopes. One going one way, one going the other. And split the weight. So when you find your perfect balance weight, split the weight. Two wheels spinning opposite directions. Coaxial. I was just guessing. Go ahead, though. What's going on with our flat earther? He give up? He must have. Yeah, go for it. I'm curious because of this. I am. 3-axis stabilization is good if you're doing a tandem wheeled robot, in a sense. But if the gyro, honestly, any gyro would work. The only problem I might see you having is the moment you start moving forward. You start to move forward, the gyro doesn't compensate fast enough, likes to gyrate like it's been being electrocuted and then falls over. I'm waiting for the explanation, but I am throwing guesses out there. Oh, look, 4 viewers. Oh, 10. We got trolls. Just kidding. I'm playing. My one troll left. I like my trolls. Oh, hi, Evan. How are you doing? Good Lord, Evan. I don't eat cereal, actually. Cereals for children. Well, you seem happy today, so you must have got yours. Let's fit. Hold on. Close this. Now I can read it. So the physics goes something like this: as the cycle moves left, where the reaction wheel moves right. Okay. Hence, the reaction wheel provides a reaction torque to the system for stabilization. Okay. Right. Pretty straightforward now. I mean, okay. Go for it. I'm waiting. God, Evan, can you come up with something new? It's the same shit every single time. I mean, I appreciate you being a consistent troll, but you know, just some new material would be nice. How many times I've heard the car bed, guys? Oh my gosh, it's the same thing every live stream. At least you're consistent. I'm waiting for an explanation for that. Hey, car! How's it going, man? Glad you can stop by. Hope you guys have your Thanksgiving Day planned. Be safe, please. By all means. No drinking and driving. Come on now. And leave your drama at the door so you guys can enjoy your families. How's the drone going? It's going. It's going. Slowly. Waiting for motors on this one, 2 more on that one. I did build this though while I was waiting. I had the extra parts. So I built a 90mm wing. Just waiting for an ESC now. I actually have an Avian 100 amp, but this calls for 120 and I don't want to burn up the Avian, and I definitely don't want to undervolt and it shuts down my engine mid-flight. The cart it sits on is this little Mario Kart landing gear. Because I don't trust myself to hand launch it right away. I'm going to take off from the ground. Then it'll drop the landing gear and I can land it in the grass. But it's a 90mm 6S hauling a 6,000 milliamp brick battery underneath the bottom. Well, yeah, the drone's still going. It's just, you know, when you're planning for the holidays, you gotta wait on some stuff. But she's still over there. She's just chilling, waiting for parts. So is this one right here. Waiting for the motors in the okay. See, an ME163. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Actually, if you watch the short on this one, it howls like a Vulcan. I didn't know what a Vulcan was at first because I hadn't seen the aircraft. But then when somebody pointed it out, I looked it up. I'm like, oh wow, it does howl like that. So I did some spin-up tests on the rail, where it slides up the rail, you know, just friction on the rail, just to see how the engine sounds and if it'll push itself up a 30-degree incline from a dead stop. And at about half throttle, it does very well. So it does have decent vertical, but it started howling like the Vulcan. And I was like, okay, this is going to be cool in the air. It's going to sound like a TIE fighter. As for my smaller prototype, I chose an 80 kV BLDC motor, a big 3.1 gimbal controller, an IMU unit, of course, MPU 6050, an 11.1 volt 35C 70C burst 2200 milliamp battery. Okay. 80 kilovolts sounds 80 kV? That's more like 6 to 12S motor. You mean 800 kV or 80 kV? Because 80 kV, you're in the realm of like 48 volts, 52 volts, 60 volts. Which one, Evan? You know, the wing, the 90 millimeter, or what? What's up, John? How you doing? Welcome to the chat, man. Appreciate you. Yes, this one's already flown. This is just a reprint of one that I've already done. You already know that, Evan. If you look up Shrike Maiden, you'll see there's two of these. There's one with music and one without, and it's an FDE color with an OD green top. Very cool looking. And it flies well. I actually got other older ones too. White one that I flew originally that I printed on the Ender 3 before I got the Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. But they're all 6S, and nobody could figure out how I was doing it. Prove it, he says. Go watch the damn video. Here, copy the link and go watch the video. I got my BGC from AliExpress, and I was actually a BCJ3. It took me months to realize it, as the GUI I was using was BGC 3.1. And connected my motor pins into the pitch pins of the BCG. Okay. So what's not working? Oh, I'm still okay. It's 80 kV. As for our understanding, 80 kV is a good low. Yeah, it's low RPM, high torque. But if you're using an 11.1 volt 35C battery, it's not even gonna. I don't even think that's the voltage for an 80K motor. An 80 kV motor is 12S, at least. It's gonna be 22.2 volts, or 48. The long barrels with the propellers. Did you watch the video? Those aren't long barrels with propellers. Those are 70 millimeter EDF engines. They don't look aerodynamic, yet it flew. How ironic, right? It's a drone. It has intake lips designed for a 70 millimeter EDF. Its flying weight is 6 pounds with that battery that I have in it. And that particular version could lift a 4-pound payload. So I don't know what you think you know, but yeah. I'm not expecting any props from Evan Carbid guy. I figured you're just going to insult the work, so I don't care. You asked me to prove that it flew. You saw the video. It flew. Matter of fact, I have several videos of a few different versions of this that flew. From the beginning, when I started with standard analog ESCs all the way up to the D-Shot ones that I'm using now. That's where I was crashing. I really need some serious guidance here. My professors are greedy. Well, I can tell you right now, yeah, it is probably about, actually this one's only about 115 miles per hour. You have to take the CFD calculations into consideration for the drag coefficient. You can't copy and paste it. Well, go look it up on the Shrike Concept Drone playlist. Now, I'm telling you right now, is it Adita? I'm trying to say your name correctly. Aditya. Sounds Russian, but we'll leave it at that. The point is, yeah, an 80 kV motor you can't use. You're not going to get any usable voltage. I mean, it's barely going to move an 80 kV at 11.1 volts. And depending on how much power output you have on your controller, I don't know if you're using a flight controller for the gyro or what, or if you made your own gyroscope, but yeah, 11.1 volt ain't gonna cut it for an 80 kV motor. I'm running 48 to 60 volts on an 80 kV motor just to get it to spin. You'll get it, it'll spin, but it's not gonna spin with any torque, not at 11.1 volts. If anything, you're gonna fry your battery doing that because the discharge rate is too low for the motor kV. I did incorporate aerodynamics into it. That was the Javelin. So if you look at the Javelin playlist, the problem I had there was the body for it, even though that this sat down into it, basically. It was meant to be an aircraft that didn't rely on just vertical takeoff. But instead of rotating engines, I rotated the entire body around the flight controller. So go check out the Javelin playlist to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not a concept. This flew, not this particular one. I made this one to fly at night, but the other one flew fine. I've had several of these fly. The next one will be, well, the wing. 90. This one's gonna be fun to fly. Elevon control. 6,000 milliamp battery. Everyone's like, it's heavy, but it doesn't matter. This is a, which one was it? NC2422 wing profile. Sort of like the B2 Spirits wing cord. It's 600 millimeters this direction on both sides of the wingspan on the cord. I have to measure exactly now. And I centralized the motor because I wanted to make sure that everything was around the EDF. So yeah, it's got the lift, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I had to epoxy over the PETG, and then I added some reinforcement to the bottom of the wing here, as you can see, and then epoxied it. It was lighter than a carbon fiber spar, and it made it to where the wing could flex, not any major problem. Yes, my dear?
Just make sure you say hi to Triv.
Oh, I will. Is Triv here?
Yeah, she said she just has a few minutes. But,
Hi, Triv. I didn't see you come in.
I think
Oh, does she need out?
I
Okay.
think.
Oh, hey, my dear.
Yeah.
Could I have some coffee?
Yeah.
Coffee, please. My cup should be on my desk in there. This desk is covered with everything else. Let's see if Vivian wants out. Vivian? Move outside. Come on. Let's go, girl. Come on. Don't get scared. You always do this. Do you want to go? Come. Vivian. Come. Poor thing. over here. This is what happens when you get a rescue dog. They get a little nervous at first. I know, sweetheart. And she's part coyote, so she's a little bit weird. Alright, girl. Let's go. She loves going on WALKs, though. You mentioned that, and she goes nuts. We will do that later, I promise. Go inside. It breaks your heart to think why, you know, she was so timid when I picked her up from the shelter. Now, Colt is not. He's a big bubbly idiot. But yeah, he's a teddy bear. That she's just one of them. She's part coyote. I think that's why she acts that way. She definitely does the yelp when she sees animals outside. Yeah, true. It's been a while. You've been flying back and forth again? Or driving? That's right. You were driving last time. Forever. The wings are straight. Yeah, I'm sure there's lift. I have measured the thrust capabilities. You take your root chord and your tip chord into consideration, your wings profile, your data profile. And then you measure the wing area. And then you figure out how much power you're pushing. So you figure if you're using 22.2 volts on a 2100 kV motor and you've got a specific RPM that produces so much thrust on a 12 fan motor, it will produce enough thrust to get you to the speed you need, which is 24 miles per hour in order to achieve lift. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to hand launch it, because you'd have to javelin throw the thing and I didn't want to risk it at first. So I put detachable landing gear on it. No, they're not supposed to be concave. You're talking about dihedral, and they are. If you look at the plane straight on, what do you see? You see a 5-degree dihedral. See? There you go. And that's because we're not using a rear stabilizer. So you want natural stabilization, so that's what the dihedral does. And then I'm using elevon controls, so it's just elevons for the elevator and the ailerons. Pitch and roll are all controlled by the same two control surfaces. Yes, I designed it in Fusion 360, printed it out, got the thing epoxied together the way I wanted to, so on and so forth. And then I added my servos, my battery bay. Everyone thinks I'm crazy because I put a 6,000 milliamp battery on there. But this thing's going to be going cruising speed 124 miles per hour, top speed 176 miles per hour. And but that's short bursts. All up weight is crap. I forgot the all up weight. I wrote it down somewhere. Anyway, the point is, it produces enough lift, and because I love this part, because of the way this front is designed, it sounds just like that Vulcan. Now, when people were telling me when I was doing the testing, they go, "It's howling like the Vulcan." I'm like, "What's a Vulcan?" I hadn't seen a Vulcan before. I'd heard of it, but I hadn't heard it. And when it spools up, it howls, and this is doing the same thing. Man, I want to do it right now. Do I have something I can plug this into? I did. 1 second. What did I plug it up with? It was this one. Oh, I can use the 8-inch. Hold on 1 second, I'll be right with you. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I can't really spin it up too high on this. This does have a voltage cutoff. It's only 100 amps for this stupid avian. I guess avian's okay, you know, when it comes to ESCs, but I already had one explode on me, so let's go ahead and, well, we got to get the motor direction right first, so that's always a guess. Oh, since they're all black wires, I don't know which one's the, okay, we'll just guess. We'll get it right. You all see what I'm doing here? Is everything in view? Let me turn the camera so you guys can see. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just going to jam this avian in here so my other ESC gets here. Because I want to show you guys that howl. You know? ESC here. What is my power? Let's throttle, power, there we go. I'm just gonna lounge the receiver out here and hope it doesn't get sucked into the turbine. And we'll get, oh, the radio, where is it? Did I leave it over there? I did. Hold on. All right. Let me move back this way. Let me answer the question here because I was trying to check something out for somebody. So now I have a system which has only MPU 650 as a sensor to tell the flight controller the tilt angle. It's more like an open loop system, but I want it to be a closed loop system. Oh yeah, of course. As a result, my system stays upright for hours without losing balance if it's not disturbed, but when it gets external physical disturbance, it just falls. Oh! An 80 kV motor? Does that run the drive wheels only? What's running your reaction wheels? What motors are pushing your reaction wheels? Let's see here. Let's make sure. Okay, there we go. See if I can do this without blowing it up. See if you guys can hear the howl. I'm gonna have to hold this steady. That was at about half throttle. Whew. Okay. Did you hear the howl? That's what I was talking about. Okay, so the 80 kV, it seems like a... So your reaction wheels are heavy, or you wouldn't be using the 80 kV motor. But I'm telling you right now, I think the 11 volts is your problem. Anyway, you can hear that howl. That's what I was talking about. Was that howl? That's the howl that everybody is like apparently addicted to. Here, let's go to the front. I'm gonna blow stuff over back there. I gotta stop because I'm like blowing stuff off the table. I don't know what that was. Oh, it was the dragon I had back there. Okay. I could barely hold this thing like this. There's really no other safe place to hold it. Stay there. Let's unplug the battery now. That's enough of that one, huh? So when the ESC I'm waiting for gets here, it'll fit up there nicely. The avian probably could, but it's got too many of these wires on it for, you know, the smart plugs and smart batteries and things like that. Ah, j'entends mon chéri petit déjeuner. But so the other ESC is going to be smaller form factor, but it's actually 120 amps. This requires 120 amps. The Avian's only 100 amps, but it has a voltage cutoff, so it won't blow itself up, fingers crossed, like the other one did. I worked on 10Z 4.1 boards. No, I can't say that I have worked on those boards, but I can tell you that 11.1 volts on an 80 kV motor is not going to be enough to give it reaction time that's quick enough. All right, let's shut her down. All right. Whew. So there's that one for you. Oh, my goodness. I think the reason why yours can actually stabilize though, Aditya, why does that sound familiar? It's like Russian, right? Очень приятно. Now, I'm telling you right now, an 80 kV motor at 11.1 volts is not going to have the reaction speed you're looking for it to not fall over. If you're looking for instant reaction speed for correction so that it doesn't fall over, it makes sense that an 11.1 volt motor can get it to spin and stabilize and stay still, but it's not enough voltage to react to any exterior input. You need to be able to supply more volts to the motor. That's my best guess. Because I'm telling you right now, an 80 kV motor is big. And an 80 kV motor is going to take anywhere from 12 to 48 volts to operate correctly. 43 80 kV BLDC on a dual computer setup, 4.1 balancing it. Sounds like an ambitious project. That'd be cool to watch. But 11.1 volts is not enough. It's just my opinion. It's not even my opinion. It's fact. When you're using, you've got to remember, RPMs are a direct result of voltage times KV rating. So if you have a KV rating of 80 and you've got 11.1 volts, well, how many RPMs is that? Right? So you got to times it. So it's 11 times 80, you only got so many RPMs, right? So, like for example, on my drone, I'm running a 110 kV motor, but at 75 volts, I get a maximum of about 12,000 RPMs roughly. At 48 volts, 5,500 RPMs, but that depends on disk loading as well. So if it's depending on specific disk loading of the fan, it's going to change the RPMs. I imagine you won't have very much disk loading on yours except for reaction wheel inertia. But in order for that thing to accurately balance itself, it's going to have more power to the actual BLDC, because 80 kilovolts is going to require a higher voltage to react faster. Yeah, it's basically 80 RPMs per volt. Is what you're exactly right. So I don't think, with depending on how heavy your reaction wheels are, you're not getting the reaction fast enough. And if I were you, I would go with a 22.2 volt at the very least with 100 C discharge. I think you'll see an improvement, a dramatic improvement. Actually, squints. They usually in the cold they usually drop to about 28 psi. On the 22s anyway. Gotta be careful with them. I got a Hemi out there somebody gave me with some 22s on it. I'm not a 22s rims guy myself, you know. I'm more of a mag style, you know, a little bit more meat for the tire. But yeah, they're supposed to be at 32. In the cold, they drop to 28. It's fun to burn out with them though. Turn off the traction control, drop it down and auto shift. Appreciate it. Yeah, I love that Hemi. I have to admit. Okay, if your reaction wheel, you should check the specs on it. Depending on who built it, at 80 kilovolts, it could handle up to from 6 to 12S. So check your motor specs. If it reacts, if it runs on 6 to 12S, then you want to make sure you have the electronic speed controller that can handle that at the voltage you're looking at. 6S is 22.2, 12S is 48, 50 volts nominal, right? An 80 kilovolt motor won't function to its capacity at 11.1 volts. It'll operate, but it'll operate in a weak manner and it'll respond way too slow. If you bring that voltage from 20, I'm guessing it's 22. If you want to meet in the middle, about 22 volts. You could even go up to 14.8 volts if you want to stay in a safe margin, depending on how much battery power you want to carry. But you could go 6S, you could go 12S. Honestly, I think it's going to be, if I had to guess with the 80 kV, I'm going to go with 48 volts. But I would check the motor specifications. And the higher discharge rate you have on the battery, the more power it can put out safely, and the higher reaction speeds you're going to have on the motor. So you're going to be running an electronic speed controller. So I would get something that covers 5 to 12S. I can show you one. Hold on. This is not a very expensive ESC. It is 5 to 12S, no BEC, so you'd have to find, you'd have to power your own 5-volt BEC for the flight controller. This would be what your reaction wheel, your motor would run on. That 80 kV would run really well on this 48 volts. This is a 48 volt. It's 5 to 12S, so you can go from 6S up to 12S and still use the same ESC. So you don't have to change out the components all the time. Just get one and then go, I'm going to try 6S, which is 22.2 volts. If it's not enough, put 2 of them in series, get your 48 volts, and then hook it up to this. And then it'll give you a full 48 volts. That's what this is for. This is the brand right here. You see, is it on that side? Yeah. That's the ESC. You can get them on Amazon pretty cheap. What's up, Clappenhelm? So basically, this is what you want to use for that reaction wheel. An 80 kV, I'm telling you right now, that'll solve your problem. Oh, but I'm glad you figured that out. Let's get Bud some crayons. I guess it sounds like you're disappointed. I mean, that sounded like a disappointing comment. You know, it really did, too. I honestly think that he was hoping I was. He wouldn't have a shot anyway. But yep. You're baffled at the shirt? I mean, it's in English, right? Let me let you read it so you get the problem is with people making assumptions is context. So I'm hoping that clears things up for everyone. That seems to be the problem when most people come in and they say, "Oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that." It's context. ESC and flat. December 18th for the ESC. You know, fine. It'll be here sooner. It's just because it's from a third party. All right, that's the ESC, everyone, we're talking about. For this one, for the wing. For the flying wing that I just showed you guys. Sometimes you watch guys fix Game Boys. Did you have an original Nintendo? The original NES? I did. Mario Brothers, man. This is some old school. Old school shit. I'm telling you right now. Better than some of these other games that are out now. Oh, you still have it? Oh, man. Yeah, I think everybody blew on the cartridges thinking that was going to help solve the issue. Oh, man. I miss Mario Brothers and Mega Man. And what else? Duck Hunt was pretty cool. It was an old Western shooter for that too. I miss it. I miss the NES. I really do. Final Fantasy. That was my brother's game. He was like in it, man. When it came down to Final Fantasy, he was like every single thing you could find in the game, he did it. Castlevania. Yeah. Those were the days right there. One more question for my ESC. Can I get a normal trapezoidal control ESC, or do I necessarily need an expensive ESC which works FOC field orientation control? The ESC has nothing to do with your gyroscopic control. It's just the power supply for your motor. The flight controller, if you're referring to that, I would stay with whatever flight controller is keeping this thing upright, and then just change your power supply. Your problem isn't your flight controller, it's power. Well, I'm not going to equip them with paintball guns. I am entering the DARPA lift challenge, though. That's going to be fun. You see, because this drone's cool, and the other drone is cool, because I flew this one. If you look for the Shrike concept drone on the playlist. And you know what? You guys are more than welcome to become members of the channel. You're going to end up seeing content when the DARPA lift challenge is done that nobody else is going to see as members. Because I'm competing for a $6.5 million prize pool. And I have my webinar on the 4th to go over the rules and everything. And I already know basically most of the rules, aircraft constraints and things like that. So I've already designed the drone. It only took me a couple days, but I'm going to start building it here pretty soon. Scroll up and answer who? Yeah, you dominated the final. You still want me to order? Wait, hold on. So do you still want me to order it? Yeah, of course, order it. No, the price pool won't come. It's not going to come close to paying you back. It might take a chunk out of it. But yeah, the fact that I'm even in the contest is just awesome. Michael, hello, how are you? Sorry I missed you entering the room. You can mod the Game Boy Advance to do what? Early off at work. Yeah. Right before the holiday, too. Compressed air to clean it that way? You lost me, man. Oh, wait. If I vacuum the dust off the outside of my PS4, or do I need to take it apart? I mean, you could vacuum it off, but what you really want to do, yeah, like he said, compressed air. You want to get into where it's find out where it's pushing out hot air, and then use the compressed air to push it back out of the intake. Because you could have dust bunnies all clogged in there, stuff like that. That'll cool it off. For a what? What kind of cruiser? Oh, by any chance can connect somewhere? Yeah, if you leave, I actually have a Discord you can join. It's on the channel page, or you can email me there directly. My email is on the channel page. And just reference your project so I remember who I'm talking to. And I'll do my best to help you out. I'd be happy to help you out. Anything I can do to help education, innovation, anything like that, I'll do my best to help you out. You think you're the only Star Wars nerd? You think you're the only Star Wars nerd here? When I developed a wing that sounds like a freaking TIE fighter I'm offended. I'm offended by you. How dare thee? How dare thee assume my Star Warsiness? Come over to the dark side. As they said on Family Guy, right? Something, something, something dark side. Dude, what? No, order it. I said order it. Doesn't matter if it gets here on the 18th.
Did you answer Clive at home?
Did I? Yeah, I answered him. I said order the fucking thing.
Okay. I liked your little thing you just said.
Did you like the Star Wars thing? Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys give me a minute, nature's calling collect. I'm gonna let you stare at the drone here. It's not like I'm gonna do it here. I'm actually gonna leave the garage. So don't misunderstand me. There is a bucket here and I could, but I'm not. Okay? So that's the big drone I want you to look at. And bask in its glory. I will be back in 2 shakes. That sounds bad, because it's literal. Woo! All right. Okay. All right. A TIE fighter out of cardboard. Cool. We have another troll. We have another troll, guys. Anyway, back to Clapping Helm. Let me see if I can find a different ESC that we'll get here tomorrow or the day after. We're ordering parts live, guys. Isn't this cool? As long as it's an XT, what do I have? It doesn't matter if it's an XT 60 or 90 because I have a converter. Let's see. Hold on one second. Why do they all say 120 at 2 to 8S? This is a 6. Well, it's a 6S. It might work, but I don't know this brand. Hold on a second. I don't know this brand. What do you mean the order? Okay. Okay, we'll just go with it. Because a lot of the stuff I'm seeing here is all. No, I can't use a 40 amp. I gotta have a 120 amp. "12 volt 3 amp BEC. What are you powering?" It's for a crawler anyway. It matters not. I kind of like the Fly Color brand anyway. They tend to work better. Let's see. Oh, Daniel. Gee. Such an impressive comment. Really? Oh my gosh. The trolls are coming out. It's interesting to me how that's exactly where they go. It's like just me existing pisses somebody off. It's sweet. It really is. Like I've said before, your anguish sustains me. Can you believe these guys? What do you think, clapping helm? You got people coming here like, "You wish you were Epstein's client." God. He has no idea what he's talking about. None. I'm not gonna time him out though, because I want to see if he's got any more stupid shit to say. Yeah, Daniel got triggered. I'm honored I got to do that. Oh yeah, I know people are weird, man. Hey, not you guys. You guys are cool. You know, guys who are sticking around, liking the content, liking the chat, liking the what's going on. You want a shirt that says "millionaire," but only for me. You might have to explain that one to me. I'm gonna admit I'm not following along. You love the videos. What? Who the hell would play Fortnite? Ah, Russia. Очень приятно. Welcome. Keep your day job. Okay, I will. Guess what my day job is? Building shit you only dream about. Oh, not me. Oh, man. Sorry. Well, you see I have the retorts chambered. My apologies. It wasn't directed at me. I'm sorry if I insulted you. Let's admit, though, it was quick. Do I need a higher valued ESC? Well, I mean, what ESC... Aditya, what ESC are you running right now? Hold on. For a 22 amp, DC motor. How can your amp? If you put an 80 amp ESC on a 22 amp motor, the motor's gonna explode. So be careful. You gotta match amps. Voltage and amperage. First off, the motor's only gonna call actually for, it's gonna max out at 22 amps, even if you're using an 80 amp ESC. But it can get hot because you're gonna be pushing it to max. But it's not gonna pull anything that the ESC that's not asking for from the ESC. But if you're running at full power, you got to understand the efficiency is anywhere from 75 to 85% on the throttle. If you go past that, you're getting into thermal runaway territory. So you got to be careful. (2:05 a.m.) Here it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But you guys over there, you get cold weather and snow. I'm jealous. You don't need a higher value. You're right. I'm going to have to help. We're going to have to look at your design. I'm going to be honest with you, because it sounds like your power system is just all out of whack from the beginning. Not to insult you or anything like that, but I want to try and help you get this thing figured out. So when you contact me, we'll talk on Discord, and we'll get it figured out. So just the Discord link is in my channel page, or you can email me directly from the channel page, and we'll get something set up, and we'll check this thing out, and we'll figure it out. No, I don't get snow down here. I wish we did. Let's see. You're not doing it wrong. You just figure out a couple of ways not to do it right. And that's how we learn stuff. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's a learning experience. I mean, I didn't get things right the first time, I'll tell you that. I was blowing stuff up left and right. ESCs, batteries, motors, all kinds of stuff. I got to the point where I was ordering my motors from Amazon because I knew I had 30 days to return them. And then I'd blow it up on accident and send the motor back, and they'd be like, defective. Get another one. So yeah, there's nothing to beat yourself up over. It's just, you need some guidance in it. I'll take a look at what you got going on, and we'll help you figure it out. You got what? You hate having goals and feel like you've got to do Corona? Okay. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's already winter there. A lot of snow, bears, and walking outside window. It's scary to go outside. I'd love to visit. I really would. Just for the snow, man. I think I was like born in the wrong, geographical location. I feel like I hate the heat, and I'd rather be frozen. I'd rather be cold. Right now in this garage, it's probably 50 degrees. maybe 55. I like it. You know. Um, Joe, I've been trying to get into the custom PCB design. I I originally started with a power distribution board for that drone that I'm building over there, the big girl over here. But there are no PCB. No one wants to take that project on, so we're going with bus bars. So yeah, I'm gonna start working with PCBs, but it'll take me a little while, get used to it. I know that Fusion has a PCB designer in it, so I gotta take a few tutorials on that, get into that, because I do a lot of solid body work in there when I'm doing my CAD. So yeah. Yeah, that'll be helpful. We'll check it out and we'll figure out what's going on with that power supply and we'll get you squared away. I'd be happy to help. Like I said, I'd be happy to help. You're doing a school project, trying to make something. A lot of people, usually when you're doing stuff like that and you have teams, there's so much competition, nobody wants to give you any information. That's not how you teach people, you know? Let the best design win, but at least help one another. That's the whole thing. It seems like everybody's in so much competition to win that they could have the answer to help you out and they wouldn't give it to you. So, yeah, I'll be happy to help you out. Yeah, you can't encourage innovation by pushing someone away who's asking for advice on a project that, they're supposed to be overseeing the project and you're supposed to be learning and they're just leaving you hanging. It's like they're like, no, go figure it out. Like, okay, well, you're going and figuring it out, and I'll help you. Okay. Typos are a pain. Fat thumbs. Dude, they keep making the screens and stuff smaller or bigger, but the text thingy smaller. It's like, I can't do it. I have to use voice to text, and it gets it wrong half the time. So it's like by the time you send the message out after the voice dictation figures out or tries to figure out what you're saying, you're like, I wish I could just type. Whatever happened like paper, like in the olden days. 8-ounce copper boards. Yeah, I was trying to get a hold of a Carvera Air or a Carvera from Makira. I wanted to get one of those and try it out because to do some PCB design and to possibly do some milling work on my larger drone. But I can't afford one of them, so I keep asking. It's like, do you guys want me to show your machine? Because if it can do anything that complements this drone, you would think they would be like, yeah, we'll do it. But alas, I don't have the subscriber count. You know how they are. They're helping out people with 100,000 subscribers, and they're looking down on us like, huh, peasants. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about my pocket knife. Yeah. Yeah, that's my shock and awe blade from the days. I don't want to open it on live because it's just a pocket knife, but you know how YouTube is. It's just like me picking up pliers. It's part of my toolkit. It is a good knife. It is. This needs to be sharpened though. Yep. Those are from the days where we found Saddam hiding in a hole. Anyway, like I was saying, this 48 volt ESC is how I run that 80 kV motor. I don't know why no one told you that 11 volts wouldn't turn that motor. It will, but slowly. Doesn't have the reaction speed. You guys have seen this one, right? I think the knife's good. Knife is good, but my light is better. My big light. Oh my gosh. I just put new batteries in it. Nothing like that Surefire Scout, right? This thing has gone through everything. It's got the KEA2 flashlight head on there, so it's got a very, very decent beam. Perfect for my toy that it attaches to. Oh, you like swords? Cool, hold on. This is a replica. This is a replica from a company. I think it's Windlass. But it's the Robert the Bruce replica. I like this one. It's great for dress up. I mean, it's sharp, but yeah. It's great for dress up. It's a beautiful blade. And I enjoy it immensely. I like taking stuff out in the backyard and slicing it in two. Things like that. So. Got a ton of blades. I used to have a lot of blades, but much like, you know, you got to think about. Here goes Colt again. You want to go outside, buddy? All right, everyone say hi to Colt. Colt's going outside. Let's go. Come on. Maybe this time we're gonna leave it like I said before. Because when he comes back in, he's gonna like bust in like a boss. I'm telling you. Just hold on. Just wait. It's funny. I keep wanting to catch it on camera and I never do. I'm hoping to catch it live. This time, I'm not gonna miss it. Let's be patient, because he will. He doesn't just push the door open. He lets everybody in the damn world know he's coming through the door. Let's give him a minute. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Just keep watching. He'll be right along shortly. I'm not missing it this time. I missed it last time, and I'm missing it this time. We're going to be patient. We're going to wait. Come on, Colt. Do what you would normally do. Put another hole in my wall. Come on, Colt. Any second now. Or when he's done messing around. Come on, Colt. Just wait, guys. I'm telling you. It's funny. You're going to hear it, too. It's going to be violently loud. And I won't even call him. I swear, if he comes in silently this time, I'm going to be so mad. I've been trying to catch him doing this forever. So just wait. He did it earlier on the stream, but I wasn't watching him. You have a 2-foot dagger named Tetanus? Tetanus. Tetanus. Yeah, I can figure out why. I've stepped on enough nails to know why. See? That's what I'm talking about right there. That's exactly what I was waiting for. Colt, you are the man. You are, buddy. Give me a hug. Give me hugs. Give me hugs. You're the man. I caught you this time. I caught you on camera doing it. It was fun. Let's go. Okay, you want one side? Finally got him. And now you see the large hole in the wall. That was funny. That was too funny. Oh, man. I knew he'd do it. Eventually, I knew I'd get him on camera. Damascus steel ruler. Wow. A Damascus steel ruler? I want one. Another CG. Did you just say that right before he busted in? I knew I'd get him eventually. I hope I can highlight that clip. Because sometimes he won't do it. He'll just be like, he'll know not to do it. And then this time he just went, boom! Sometimes he even does it harder. And just slams that door against the wall. But it's funny. It is funny. What am I not working on? That's the question. We have the small 70mm EDF drone. We've got the flying wing over here, you know, on the table. And then we've got that 90mm wing with the little Mario Kart wheels. All right, so you got that. And then, of course, you've got the big girl over there. The big 340mm 11 blade, 75-volt drone. Takes 3 of these to power it just for the airworthiness test. So just one of my smaller drones. Stuff like that. Yeah. You know what's interesting? Before I even entered the DARPA Lift Challenge, I was building that. Just because, right? That's not going to lift, because the requirements for the DARPA lift, like I have to build a 55-pound drone, right? The drone can only be 55 pounds, but it has to lift 110 pounds of payload and carry it 4 nautical miles and then come back 1 nautical mile. So it's going to go out half, obviously, do some circuits, and then come back. I don't know how the track is or anything like that, or how they're doing the actual track for the counting nautical miles, but basically that's what it has to do. So I designed a drone to do that. It's not that one. That one I designed long before I even knew about the DARPA Lift Challenge. That one's 85 pounds and can put out 472 pounds of thrust. That's why I want to get a hold of like a CNC. I want to get a really good CNC, like a Pocket NC, or I've tried working with these smaller companies, just to say, hey, if you'd like to demonstrate what your machine can do, loan me one of them. I'll see if it can do the geometry on my blades, the hub, drive shaft, stuff that I want to do in alloy. And then we'll go from there. Then we can show it off on YouTube. You guys can show everyone that your machine can do this. Nobody wants to do it because I've only got like 17,000 subscribers. So it's like, they don't want to. They're like, why would we do that with you? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I have the biggest 3D printed drone in the friggin' world sitting right here in my garage, and I did it with one Bamboo Lab X1 carbon and one nozzle and 28 kilograms of PETG. It took me months, plate by plate by plate by plate by plate. Oh, the shirt? Yeah, it says, I figured I'm going to piss anybody off just being white in this country nowadays, so I decided I might as well wear it. Master Jedi. Man. I'm no Jedi Master. I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. Coding is, now that's one thing I like, Arduino really, but not real coding. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of JSON files, JavaScript, Python, that kind of stuff. I try to dip into that a little bit, but Arduino is sort of a little bit more my speed, Check my email. Sure. Let's see here. See, December 2nd through the 5th, it's probably going to be here sooner than that. That's not a big deal. Oh, 18th through the 21st for the ESC. Good, man. Stuff's finally on the way. Awesome. Cool. Automation and machine learning is awesome. Especially when you apply it to a drone that size that's deploying and controlling drones this size. There's a lot. I could probably use your help. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to probably end up building about 10 of these, and it'll be the swarm logic that I need on these to talk to the mothership over there. So yes, the ESC's on the way. You guys probably haven't noticed, Clapping Helms, pretty much the acquisitions, CFO, if you want to call him that. of Drone Power Concepts, since I had to make it into a business in order to buy some of the parts that I've been working with, because they wouldn't sell them to the drone enthusiast market. So now I have to have an LLC in order to buy some of the parts, because they decided to restrict things so much. APD. Josh, I triggered another one. Hear that, everyone? Apparently I have a happy shirt and happy hair. And a happy beard. Well, nice, Monkey Man. You are very welcome to join the show, because on top of the stuff that I'm doing here, I'm always doing these lives where we have this kind of traffic, and it is fucking hilarious. It's beautiful. What? You see how this, I'm just, my existing is triggering people? I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm breathing your air. I'm breathing your air. It's all mine. And you know what? I don't care about the planet. I don't care about saving electricity. I don't care about carbon footprints. I don't care about any of that crap. But that pisses you off too, huh? Oh, climate change! Save Palestine! That's all gonna fix everything, right? Let's get rid of plastic straws and give you paper straws wrapped in plastic, because that's not gonna make any difference at all. Oh, you freaking virtue signaling fucking morons, man. I swear, that's all you ever do is you try to find a freaking horrible thing to hang a hashtag off of so you can be recognized for your failures in your own life, instead of actually owning up to the fact that you don't actually know shit about the environment or anything else. Specifically drones and radio waves. That'll be fun. The big drone. Hey, 33rd frame, man. Welcome to it. It's sitting behind me over there having fun, waiting for parts. But yeah, it's basically just chilling in a corner. At this point, I'm waiting for some other parts to finish off, like the ESC and all that other stuff. I've got 2 of the ESCs and 2 of the motors already installed. I haven't decided on whether I'm going to go with the Maytech flight controller or a SpeedyBee. I'm using DroneCan because I am running the AMPX Mad Components 120 amps ESCs at 18S. And we're running 75 volt motors. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to fly. Josh, I think Josh is in love with me. Are you here? Look at this. That's gay, Josh. You know, Josh, I think Josh is in love with me. I may have to time him out so he can cool off. You see, he just cannot, turn away from my appearance, gaze into my eyes. You're funny, Josh. We gotta have one of you running around in here, right? Otherwise, it just wouldn't feel normal. Wouldn't feel like a normal internet thing if there wasn't somebody like you running around here in the chat. Like Milton Wadham is looking for his stapler. Seven, actually, but thanks for keeping count. Freaking Josh runs in here. I love it. None of that bothers me at all, but it is funny. You burned your coffee? You burned your coffee? Get out of my chat. I'm kidding, I'm playing. Just go make some more. Thank you. Corey, if you like this drone, you'll like this drone. And that wing. And this drone. Right here. Oh, it's easy to burn coffee. Especially if you're percolating it. I assume he's using a percolator. Or, yeah. Hey, all I know is coffee is coffee. If that stuff is burnt, you scrape it out and you eat it. If my coffee's not strong enough to, meet my needs and strip paint off of a car, it's just not good enough. You don't percolate against your religion. We would be the only ones that got that joke, because most of the people that jump in here to do the insults, and they call me gay or whatever, their birth year starts with 2, so I don't really pay much attention to them. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like the reason why we have the big blue zapper that hangs out by the back porch when the mosquitoes are out. You know they're coming in. You just let something else handle them, That, I'm telling you, scrape the walls out, dry it out, grind it back up, put it back in the filter. I'll put some hair on your ass. I know. I actually tried TikTok for a little, show a little bit of the stuff I'm doing on TikTok. And a lot of the people like it. I think I started a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it's good traction on TikTok. I have no idea. The problem is a lot of people focus a lot more on cringe, chaos, or cleavage than they do anything intellectual. So if you do anything that's artistic, you're lucky, because that might get somebody's attention, But it's usually cringe, cleavage, or chaos. That's what sells, I guess. But I tried I've got 600-700 likes and a little over 100 followers in a couple of weeks. I don't know if that's good or bad, because I'm putting out normal shit. So yeah, I don't expect everyone to like it. I don't. It's just, and I don't expect everyone to like me, which you've seen examples of in the chat. That doesn't bother me. And they come in, they do the insults and stuff like that, and the troll. I get the same trolls like practically all the time, and usually those same trolls are literally saying the same exact thing. Especially a guy. It's Evan. When Evan jumps in here, it's the same thing all the time. He hasn't had any new material in like months of me doing some of the lives. No, this is my son's account on YouTube. I want people to watch it, but it's goodbyes because he was hit in a bike accident. Well, that's horrible. What do you? You're talking about the channel that you're on right now? You want people to watch? I would call you if I wanted to troll you. That wouldn't bother me. That wouldn't bother me at all. That's the thing, though. Yes, Harris. This is a ducted drone. That's a ducted drone. And you can actually see this one fly if you go to the Shrike Concept Drone playlist, or if you type in Shrike, like the bird, Shrike. If you type that in and put Maiden right after it, like Maiden Flight or hashtag Maiden, it'll come up with the one with no music. I had two of them out there. I had the Maiden Flight, and then I had the one with no music. And the one with no music will give you more the idea of how it sounded. Jessica Hamilton, hi, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Well, I mean, you might have missed it, Harris, but you can go watch it. It's on the playlist on my channel. I have several videos of this, actually. There's a white version of this that flew that I printed on the Ender 3 before I got the X1 Carbon. This one's for night flying. It's 70 mils. I mean, yeah. I mean, how many minutes does an FPV flyer fly anymore? 4 or 5 minutes before they have to change the battery. I got 4 or 5 minutes out of this, and it's a 470 millimeter fans just sucking down 340 amps. You know. So I ran a 6,000 milliamp battery in the belly, and it's fast. It's really fast. I'm waiting for the new motors for this to come in, but as you can see, we just ordered the ESC a little bit ago for the 90 millimeter wing over here. So, and this one's gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. I may turn this on again just to show you guys. Hold on. All right. Hold on. I move this out of the way so I don't knock anything over. I need that paperwork. I need it for testing. So first, I'll show 33rd. This will hold a camera, by the way. It can. It's Elevon control. It holds a 6,000 milliamp battery, and I made its own detachable landing gear because I don't trust myself to throw it. So, not yet anyway. But I designed this in Fusion, built it, and I want you to hear the howl. It sounds so good. It sounds like. Apparently, it sounds like a jet called the Vulcan. And right now I don't have the ESC for this one, so I am running this AV, and it's only 100 amp. That's why it's sort of hanging out here because the other ESC mounts up here, and then the receiver mounts back here. So I will just make sure the throttle's all the way down on that one. Let's give you guys some light. Is that better or too much? Now you can see my hair is white. All right. All right. Listen to the howl from the engine. the 90 mil. Did you hear the howl? Did everyone hear that? I'll turn it sideways so the harmonics can get to you. Just in case it isn't. Got some power. I just barely touch it. Just barely any. It's got power, man. It's got some serious power. Ooh, better unplug that. Hold on. Okay. And that's standard S-Bus control too. No flight controllers. Standard S-Bus. Yeah, it's kind of loud, but I mean, when that thing's going through the air, it's going to be making that howl. Plus, it's going to be making a higher pitch noise from the front of the airfoil going in. That's why it's going to sound like a TIE fighter. It's just going to howl through the air with that high-end pitch off the tip of these airfoils. Because of the dihedral and the two holes that I have here that I epoxied. I was going to use carbon fiber spars in them, but I went ahead and ran epoxy coat all the way down. And on the underbelly, I added, everything's hanging out of it. On the underbelly, I added these carbon fiber kind of swaths across the bottom. And everything's got an epoxy coat. So, it's pretty sick. It's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun one to fly. Darkness has come back. No, I try to keep the lighting chilling here when we're just doing chats and stuff like that. But I mean, if you need more light. Looks like Shrekapoof is holding a mirror. Is it supposed to be an insult directed at me or something? I know. Wasn't it original? Yeah, that is the lighting we do. I'll tell you, the stuff that I have to deal with when doing a live is incredible, but it's entertaining. I do a lot of work in the shop, so I don't have a lot of exposure to people outside. I'm a vet. I stay home, man. I already did my duty out in the world. I just want to be home with my family, do what I like to do, this kind of stuff. And then no, Steve, I don't think so. But I appreciate that, Shrek. But yeah, so I stay home on the vet Benny, just trying to keep this thing going because I've entered, like I said, I entered the DARPA lift challenge. I've already designed an aircraft for it, and it's a $6.5 million prize pool. I can't pass that up, right? And so I've already designed the craft, and it's ready to be constructed. So I had to put a pause on big girl over here on her maiden and getting her finished up, because I need to focus on the lift challenge, because I've only got 7 months before I have to have everything ready. And I need to be done with the prototype in just 2.5 months so I can get the data I need from the test flights. Yeah, you gotta follow your passion. CJ the baker sent turkey. Thank you, CJ. Oh yeah, this one. Which one? This one is a drone as well. I've got 470 millimeters coming in for this. This one is a drone I designed in Fusion. Shrek, so you know what's going on here. This is a 340 millimeter 11 blade high pass EDF drone, weighs 85 pounds and has 472 pounds of thrust. And it can lift your mama. Completely 3D printed. Even EDF engines. One of the main reasons why I was hoping to get a CNC in here, so I could actually CNC my blade system, because it'll work great for the flight worthiness test, but carrying heavy loads on a PETG blade, not gonna happen. How many amps does it pull? You're talking about the big drone? That one's gonna pull 480 maximum. To the moon, possibly. on that one, maybe, until we get out of atmosphere. Then you're screwed. Yeah, they can be. They can. It just depends on how you make them. Usually the layer lines themselves are the weak points. But if you're designing something like that, which I designed, the main shaft for the blades are the same orientation as these layer lines. So the layer lines would be the weak points themselves. So I printed a hexagonal shaft opposite of those layer lines. So that one's pointing up like this. So the hexagonal shaft goes in through the back. And basically it's like interlocking. So it's almost like carbon fiber in a sense, where you're interlocking those lines down the shaft all the way to the fan hub. It's okay, CJ. Thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it. I still don't know what to do, but it's cool. The Day1 and the P1. I've heard of them, seen them in action. I had purchased, or my brother actually helped me purchase the X1 Carbon, because he was kind of like, well, you know what you're doing, so I needed something faster, because I printed the first version of this Shrike on the Ender 3, which I still have sitting back here. Anyone want an Ender 3? I'm not using it right now. But yeah, since I got the X1 Carbon, things have been great. And I made this version from the original one much, much lighter and than the first one. And I've actually coated it in an epoxy in some of the more crucial areas so it can maintain that weight distribution, the weightlessness. Um, yeah, I know. It's like I want to use the Ender 3, but I hate dead leveling. So, and I'm not going to put a 3D touch on it and go through programming and all that stuff. If anything, I'll use it for printing TPU and leave it at that. That kind of thing. But he'll come pick it up. CJ's like, I'll come get it. So basically the idea behind this was the first one flew great. We're doing the second one because I wanted the lighting. And I also made some changes to the capacitors. Now I wanted to smooth out ripple current and everything else. So we changed from the PX capacitors to the YXF capacitors. Same voltage, same microfarads. We are using D-Shot 600 iFlight ESCs. We do have an M10 iFlight GPS system. I have not hooked it up because I am not waiting for GPS signals to test in my garage. That ticks me off. So we'll plug up the GPS later after I've proved its airworthiness. So what we're going to do on the next live, once I get the motors for this one, is we're going to install the motors here live on camera. We're going to program it on iNav live right here for you guys. And then we're going to take it over here to the garage floor and we're going to test fly it. Live. The whole thing live. And since I can't broadcast live out at the field because there's no such thing as signal out there, I'll be filming it. It'll have an onboard camera, GoPro Hero 13 Black. We'll get some onboard footage. We'll get some from the ground footage, because we'll be filming from both, and then I'll put together a video of it out in the field like I did before on the first V10 Maiden. But we're going to do it at dusk, because we want it to show off the lights, right? So that's what we're going to do. I haven't tried those Panasonic FM caps, no. I might have to. See, because I saw somebody try to kind of copy the idea. I mean, it's not like it's a copied idea. It's an EDF drone. So they built their own EDF drone, 70 mil, but they did 4S. They did it at 4S, which is 14.8 volts. I don't use 4S. 4S to me means much higher current. So, and that's what pops caps. So when I watched him flying and then he popped a capacitor and it dropped out of the sky, I'm like, I know what you're doing. You're running a standard stack, and you're trying to run off the onboard ESC for motors that require much, much higher current. So what I did was I adapted an APD 500X, which can handle 500 amps, used it, plugged it into the SpeedyBee F405 Mini. The motor control wires go directly to the 405 Mini. Telemetry comes back through here from the power distribution board to let me know what my battery status is. And then the APD 500X handles the 340 amps of current required by the four 2100 kV motors at 22.2 volts. Niche, welcome to the chat. So this one is going to eventually have some swarm logic put into it. 33rd frame, that's on you. I need some Chinese swarm logic. Send it on over. I need modules. I need to put something on the mothership and then on all of these. I'm probably gonna end up doing once I get enough. All right, I keep losing signal a little bit. That's all right. Yeah, I need a swarm logic processing system that I can put on, and I know it's going to need sensors, obviously. So I'll have to install the sensors. That's not a big deal. But I would like to actually incorporate swarm logic onto these, and then the mothership, of course. I'm not even going to lie. I'm thinking about making a trip, like a little road trip anyway. Yeah, that'd be cool. CJ? RDM. Wow, what a veiled comment. Oh my gosh. It was clever, I have to admit. That's someone who's either Republican or been hurt bad. Logan. Yep. That's right, CJ. America. You know, in all of my time doing this and then doing the lives, I have noticed one inevitable fact. People don't like me because I'm sexy as fuck. And it seems to bother them. So those who are bothered by that, or my t-shirt, you're free to leave.
You want mid-afternoon Doritos?
Ooh, thank you. Nice. Dorito pie. You're gonna travel across the entire United States, just money you make off of betting on pool? Dude, you know how many people would watch that? I'd watch that. Doing travels and stuff like that. Josh, hello, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the party. But yeah, CJ, I'd love to see that. Just GoPro it, man. Just be like, hey, look, we're doing a live. We're online all the time doing this. You're showing the sights as you're going across the United States. We're watching your pool games live. That would be awesome. You all need, you guys got to go over to CJ's channel and like do that. Like that's like subscribe and wait for that, because that right there is a good freaking idea. I mean, screw Netflix, dude. I'd be watching that. Let me know when you do that, CJ. I'll be watching. I definitely want to see that. That'd be cool. Sorry, I was brought chips, so I'm eating. Yeah. GoPro on the shoulder or on a helmet cam or something. Well, not a helmet. That might look weird, but or a chest cam or something like that. So we're like watching the games, plus you're doing, you know, shots of the scenery as you're driving through those states and stuff like that. That'd be cool. That's a channel that would take off in a heartbeat. I'll be looking for it, man. I'll be looking for it. I'll promote the hell out of that. I mean, like, everybody go here and watch this. It's cool as shit. Oh, I hear that, dude. I hear that. That's one of the reasons why I entered the DARPA Lift Challenge. I'm gonna win some of that money. That prize pool is 6.5 million. And I already designed the drone. I'm winning that shit. You watch. $1. We just kind of go up from there. Why you, Logan? Are you okay, man? You're all hold my beer. It's just out of random, sort of random, you know. The goal is going to be at least double my money every day. Well, hey, I mean, double your money, man. I mean, people seem to think that that's not a lot. You know, like you start off with $1, you win $1, but it still means you won $1 when you didn't start with. Getting dive bombed by flies. Damn straight. Coffee, man. Sleep is a waste of time. You're not designing anything in your sleep. I do. But like if I could avoid sleeping then and keep building stuff, I would, but I enjoy my wife too much. So I'm not passing that time up. It's 8 a.m. You better be drinking coffee then. Oh man. That's the way to do it right there. Coffee. Yeah, some guy was having a problem with alcoholism, actually. And I tried to help him out. I said, look, if you want the same feeling, drink coffee, hot coffee with cream and sugar in it. Don't drink it too fast, but drink it fast. You know, and then take 2 Tylenol PMs. No, I'm not designing anything on the live. Calm down. One of my other friends that are going with the challenge is open to the public. You know that, right? I'm not showing them my designs. We're just having a live. But yeah, they already know about my other drones. I mean, come on. You know? And of course, we gotta fly the wing. The wing is next when that ESC gets here. Colt, you gotta go out again, dude? Alright, hold on. You guys can watch. If you guys want to watch Colt will bolt out the door. Remember, he busted in last time. Here. Ready? Alright. Let's see if we catch him again. We caught him last time doing it. He busts in like a boss. I mean, just like knocking holes in the walls. I'm having a hard time right now with design. The company I work for now commissioned me to design a 2-inch, and I did. It flies perfect. It's really a work of art, but they want it to look more like a GPRC drone. So now I need to go back to the drawing board. They're not happy with it? He'll come in. Just watch Logan. You must have missed it last time. He's done it once already on the stream. Just hold on. He loves to. I don't know why he does this, but he loves doing it. He will come in here. He'll bust in here. Let's see if we can't get him to crush a can this time. Okay, so you see the can I just put down there. It's down to the bottom by the flag. You'll see it just on the flag. Actually, you'll see it next to the rubber stopper that's supposed to stop the door. Hold on, just give him a second because he'll come in. He's all hyper right now. I can imagine. I just love watching him do this. I'll be sitting here like working, and he'll just bust in here from outside and just slam that door against the wall. The what? The Nigerian nightmare? What are you talking about? I haven't kicked anybody out. I don't know what you mean. Very little room for error. Yeah, I imagine. 2-inch drones don't have very much room for error. So they want aesthetics more than performance, I'm assuming, for sales value, I suppose. Yeah. All right, CJ, you want to be Iron Man? Come on, Colt, hurry up. People are waiting. Anytime now. I know he's coming back in here in a second. Just hold on. Everybody be patient. Yeah. I'll take some money too. Well, there's a lot of people that like to micromanage some of the projects that I do too. Trust me, I'm used to it. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes they hire you because they see what you've done. And really, dude? Trying to be gentle now when you know the can was there? Now you okay, fine. Here, say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, Colt. Do you not like being on camera? Are you shy? Are you shy? Are you shy, my boy? Okay, fine. He acted like he was shy. Yeah, that's one of the Huskies. That's Colt. Vivian's the one that's she's a little stringier looking, but it's because she's part coyote. But yeah, it sounds to me like they like the performance of the drone, but I'm sorry, this is not an insult to like the Chinese. Okay, maybe it is, but they like to make things look very cool to them, and it doesn't. it doesn't look cool. It looks like somebody merged K-pop with Formula One race car. It's not, it doesn't work, you know? Their aesthetics don't work. Yeah, they like to make them look futuristic without them actually being futuristic. You know? I mean, let's be honest. How many of us have stuff that came out of China that's lasted for very long, that didn't cost an arm and a leg? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You hit the nail on the head. It's fancy sci-fi slop that's just slapped onto a drone. Like the drone car. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And it's usually companies that don't know how to build stuff that do this. So, and you're wondering why you're changing AAA batteries out of your drone. uh, okay, CJ. There it is. Yeah, the idea behind that one ultimately, is to be able to ride it, and it'll have programming so it can stay a certain distance off the ground and know what's coming in front of it. So it's going to have LiDAR and downward-facing cameras, infrared, pretty much everything. And talk about, when I say I'm building an off-road vehicle, I mean it. So, yeah. This is going to be eventually a rideable system. I just need to get somebody to go, like Pocket NC with their, or Penta machine with their Pocket NC, or somebody who, makes 4 or 5 axis CNC machines, so that I can make my blade geometry out of an alloy rather than PETG. See, this one's going to fly just fine for the Maiden, but the blades aren't going to take too much load past the 85-pound all-up weight. So I have to, in order to make this thing a viable, rideable solution, I need to be able to turn my propulsion system into an alloy system. So that's one of the reasons why I need a CNC. But and they give people like stuff like this to review on channels, but not me, because I don't have 100,000 subscribers. Thank you, Joe. I was going to do 70, 75. 60, 61 probably for them. It does need to have a little bit of creeping space in the blades because they are variable pitched. They start off at a very aggressive pitch at the root, the chord root, and then as it goes out, it has a very aggressive taper. So it's an RPM hungry system. You want to be the pilot? The test pilot? Sounds like something being delivered. Hope my dogs don't eat them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when it's a quad, I'm going to have to do some testing myself. Well, here's the thing. It's going to be sufficient for anybody else on the planet if it's sufficient for me. And I'll tell you why. It's because I'm 6'4" and 290. So if it can carry me and do what I want it to do with me on it, then it'll be great for everybody else. You can carry passengers. This isn't that Volonaut bike. I'm telling you. I know everyone's seen it. The guy flying around on the kerosene powered little tiny thing that looks like the front half of a motorcycle. Um, but ask yourself a question. Have you ever seen the man try and bank? Now, I'm not talking about the vertical slow turns. I'm talking about banking around a corner. Because the moment he does, he's going to be heels over head. That's all there is to it. And he's going to be on the ground because he's got a kerosene jet engine between his crotch. The center of gravity is right there. As soon as he tries to bank, it's going to go whoop, bam. Unless you take a corner at 5 G's, you're not banking in that thing. Did I get a package in there?
I did.
What is it?
Oh.
Let's find out. What the hell did I order? Hold on.
I saw the picture of it on there, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Oh, well, that's an interesting way to ship 4 batteries.
It's bad.
Yeah, could you get into that third door down, and yeah, and you should see the light. It's the enforced light. Open that way and see if it's there. It's the FDE one. Yeah, bring that to me. This hasn't been on my toy because I haven't had the battery for it. It's an interesting way to store batteries. I'm going to keep this little cardboard case. That's cool. Did I put that together right? Okay. I think I did. No. Yeah, man. Ah, there we go. Now I can go back on my airsoft thing. Cool. Nice. Yay. Okay. Ugh. Let's get that taken care of when I got extras. Put that over here. Yep. Enforce. Nice light. Because this one's too bright. So if I have to put it on my Nerf gun for self-defense, this one's for a more deliberate Nerf gun. This one's for the handheld one. So now I got my batteries in. That's good. Just the standard stuff. Yeah, I don't. It's for airsoft. That's all I'm saying. I even have an airsoft grenade launcher. You know, the 37 mils. And launch out the airsoft stuff, like the flashbangs and smoke and stuff like that when you're playing. I used to love doing that stuff. I miss it. Paintballing, stuff like that. I miss doing that. A long time ago we used to play laser tag. I think it's a thing of the past now, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe somebody still has a laser tag arena out there, but I was trying to conserve ammo, so I was like pistol whipping people and stuff like that in the thing, and then using the strap to like pull them over my shoulder and flip them, and then step on their chest plate armor and stuff like that. So I got kicked out of the laser tag arena. So yeah, I was just, I guess they didn't like that. I thought it was supposed to be about combat. So the airsoft SVD. And, I don't know. Does anybody remember laser tag? Is it still going on? What? Let me read this, CJ. Rubber band over the buttons, starting and tossing it in. I see that and get my brush out of my room. I thought you were going to say something else. I remember, oh my gosh, this was 38 years ago when I did it. Went to the lake. We were at a campground. And you know how kids are with the aerosol cans and stuff like that. Back then, you know, they used to have the spray on like Brute cologne or body spray with aerosol. They'd spray it into the campfire and watch it like, you know, spit out fire and stuff like that. So one day, or one night, I should say, we got the campfire going. Everything is completely silent. It's a beautiful night. And trust me, I wasn't anywhere near this when it happened. But we had decided to just toss the Brute aerosol can, little tiny short aerosol can, into the campfire. Vivian, you can go out, honey. And nothing happened for a while. I was young. And so we're like just kicking back away from the campfire because I already know something's going to happen, right? And in the middle of all this beautiful silence with a very, very calm lake, everybody kicking back, being quiet, listening to music softly, drinking their Coronas and stuff like that, and just enjoying the lake. And all of that peace disrupted by a mushroom cloud fireball going straight up from my campground, 100 feet into the air. All you see is this rolling mushroom cloud. It was like a small nuclear explosion. And all of a sudden, a little bit later, the park ranger comes up and is like, what's going on over here? The campfire's like everywhere. And we're like, we don't know what happened. We have no idea. We're like kids, man. It was me, my brother, my cousin. We were just having fun, right? We didn't know the can was going to do that. We didn't say a damn thing. We're like, I don't know, man. It sounds like something fell into the campfire. And all I remember is the rolling mushroom cloud of fire going straight up from the campfire. And everybody just kicking back in the campground, completely rattled, because they're like having to kick back. They're smoking their Marlboros and drinking their Coronas, and they're just enjoying their pole being in the water on the edge. and then oh man. Vivian, you want to go back inside? Come here. Go inside. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those were the days. Those definitely were the days. Long, long ago. Back in the late 1900s. That was the day you decided to join the military. No, actually, it wasn't. September 11th, 2001 was the day I decided I wanted to be in the military. I was actually looking, I already started going in before all that happened. But, and then I knew I was going to deploy. So I went to, before I left, I went to Australia, just to have a vacation because I figured I may not survive this. So I took a small vacation before I came back and deployed. What is wrong with Evan? What are you talking about? Oh, good Lord. So are you playing nice today, Evan, or you got any more jokes? I'm running away. It goes, yeah. Well, I didn't run because I knew sort of what was going to happen, but we just acted like we didn't know. Evan, shut up. God, you're gonna have to remember who's in charge of this chat. Bye-bye. Too late. Evan's going bye-bye. He's just gonna come up with the same stupid jokes anyway. He's gonna talk about a car bed that he seems to want. His favorite cereal. I don't know. He just comes up with stuff, and it's just he's just trolling. And I don't want to hear it right now because I'm talking to you guys. So, and it's like almost time for me to be done here. So, basically, I guess to wrap things up, we're going to be, like I said, entered the DARPA Lift Challenge. We are basically, I've already designed the drone. I'm CADing things out. And then I'm going to start ordering parts, printing what I have to print. None of that's going on the channel. I'm sorry. Not until after the challenge is complete. And if DARPA allows me to actually film it. So yeah, it's open to everyone. They've kind of opened it to the general public. So it's not like it's classified. It's just a really hard challenge. And I'm confident I've solved it. So after the challenge is done, and that's going to be June 2026 before they actually have it. They've given us plenty of time to build, test, fly, and all that other good stuff. I can't put any of that on YouTube. I wish I could, but afterwards, you'll see it. You're going to see Big Girl over here fly probably before you see my competition entry flying. You'll be seeing her fly. And you'll be seeing this one fly, because this one will be after the wing. Because what we're going to do next, I can tell you the order of events that's going to happen before we end today. The wing. When that ESC gets here, this is getting a flight test outside on the street, on the wheels, to see at what miles per hour. Should be 24. That starts to gain lift. Should drop the landing gear. If not, I got to sand some more. Make sure that it does. I'm not confident on hand launching yet, like I said, so that's what's going to fly next. The 90 millimeter wing. What's going to fly after that is the 70 millimeter EDF quad. Here, we're going to install the motors live, program it live, fly it live right here. And after that, we're going to finish getting the other two ESCs, flight controller, bus bar, and the other two motors for that drone over there. And then she's going to have a maiden, which is going to have to happen in my backyard. And I'm going to have to prepare my neighbors for that one, because it's going to sound like a 747 taking off. So that's the order of events at this point. So what we're going to do real quick is knock everything over. No. This is what the drone looks like. It's beautiful. I love it. This is the wing. Absolutely gorgeous. That's Sally. She's going to fly too, but I've got other stuff I got to do first. This wing's ready to go. It's got a good dihedral. It's got a good wing profile. She's ready to go. And then, of course, we have this girl right here. And she is going to fly. Still got to get the other motors on this one, but, you know, the fan's still there. And on this one, you can see I had to use tapered roller bearings to keep everything straight. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So you can see the packs I'll be using. Those 10,000 milliamps are running these 18 SDSCs from Mad Components. I CNC'd my own heat sinks for the top of the Outrunner, and then put the cooling grid directly in the airflow for the ESC. So that one's going to be fun to fly. Everyone who has dropped by, it is getting late. I do need to probably go eat. I think I've done pretty good. I've been pretty resilient so far. And I appreciate all the support that you guys give. Just being here, subscribing, you know, become a member if you want to, because eventually we're going to have videos, like I said, that no one's going to see but you. And the member perks are going to be STL files. STL files. STL files. That's what it's going to be. And maybe the occasional raffle. Because honestly, I thought about building a bunch of these and selling them or raffling them off or something like that, you know. But hey, becoming a member supports the channel, and it helps me keep going with the project. It helps me keep putting money into this stuff for you guys. So once again, just being a subscriber, just watching, you guys are supporting me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank you for watching. Share the channel with your friends if you think the content is cool. And be prepared for more lives, because I told one of my subscribers, and he's a moderator of mine, that I was going to do a live today before Thanksgiving, and then one after. So we'll do another live follow-up after Thanksgiving. And we'll just chat, see how things are going, how your Thanksgiving went, and all that other good stuff. So be safe out there this Thanksgiving. Don't take risks. Have designated drivers, and leave your drama at the door so you can enjoy your family. Because otherwise, half the country turns into a friggin' Jerry Springer episode. So, with that, from all of us here at DPC, happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you again on the next live. Love you all. I'm out.